Magkano ba talaga kinikita ng isang insurance agent? That's the question everyone asked, but nobody answers honestly. You'll see posts on social media like 6 figures a month, financial freedom, be your own boss. Then you'll see the other side. MLM scam, walang base pay. You'll just annoy your friends and family. The truth is somewhere in the middle. And today, I'm going to give you the real picture, the actual income structure, what the first 6 months actually look like, and why most people quit. And the system that separates those who fail from those who build a career. I'm Josh Gripo. I'm a wealth architect, top 1% financial advisor globally, and this is what nobody told me about before I started. I want to set the tone for this video right away. I'm not going to hype this career, I'm not going to make it sound easy, and I'm not going to pretend it's for everyone, because it's not. But I'm going to tell you the truth, because when I started, nobody gave me the full picture. Nobody showed me the income architecture, how the money actually flows, and nobody warned me about month 3. When your market dries up and you feel like you made a mistake. And nobody told me about the system that if you follow it, makes this career not just viable, but genuinely life-changing. So whether you're considering this career or whether you're watching because you want to understand the person advising you on your finances, either way, this video gives you the real picture. First, the FA income architecture, not vague promises, the actual structure of how financial advisors earn. Second, the month 1 to 6 reality. What actually happens in the first 6 months? The part recruitment posts don't show you. Third, why most people quit and the one system that prevents it. And fourth, the Aquila 11 model. How I'm building a team that operates differently from the industry standard. Let's start with the money. The biggest misconception about this career is that it's commission-based. Walang sweldo, you eat what you kill. That's partially true. Walang base salary. But it's also a massive oversimplification because the income structure of a financial advisor is not one stream, it's 4. Tier 1, first year commission. When you close a case, when a client starts their financial plan, you earn commission based on the annual investment amount. The percentage varies depending on the product and the company, but this is your primary income in year 1 and year 2. I can't give you the exact percentages because of compliance, but I'll tell you this. The common narrative is that FAs barely earn anything. It's usually from the people who close 1 or 2 cases and then stop because the income scales with activity. More conversations lead to more consultations, and more consultations lead to more clients. The math is straightforward. Tier 2, renewal commission. This is the part that changes everything. When your client pays their annual investment in year 2, year 3, year 4, you earn a renewal commission. Smaller than the first year, yes, but here's the key. It's recurring. After 2-3 years of consistent activity, your renewal income starts become meaningful. After 5 years, it becomes a significant portion of your total earnings. This is passive income built on relationships, not transactions. Ito yung hindi sinasabi ng mga nakikwit after 3 months kasi hindi nila na-experience. Tier 3, override income. Once you build and lead a team, you earn override income from your team's production. This is your leadership income. The more your team grows and produces, the more you earn on top of your personal production. This is why building a team matters. Hindi lang siya more people. It's a fundamentally different income layer that multiplies your earning capacity. Tier 4, bonuses and recognitions. Companies offer monthly, quarterly, annual bonuses, free travel, convention trips, MDRT qualification, which comes with its own global recognition and community. These aren't small perks. They can represent significant additional income and career acceleration. So when someone says, insurance agent, ang liit ng kita, They're looking at tier 1 only. And usually, they're looking at tier 1 with minimal activity. The architecture is designed to reward consistency and longevity. If you treat it like a short-term side hustle, you'll earn like a short-term side hustle. Now, let me tell you what actually happens, because this is the part that determines whether you survive or not. Month 1, the honeymoon. You just got licensed. You're excited. You have a list of friends and family. Your warm market. You reach out. Some of them are supportive. You close your first case, maybe 2. You feel like this is going to work. Month 2, the momentum. You're still riding the warm market. More conversations, maybe another case. Your trainer is happy. You're showing up to meetings. Everything feels possible. Month 3, the wall. Your warm market is drying up. The friends who were going to think about it haven't called back. The family members who said next month are avoiding your messages. You're starting to hear no more than yeses. This is the month where 80% of new financial advisors start doubting their decision. Month 4, the crisis. If you don't have a system, month 4 is where you start looking for a real job. You compare your income to your batchmates who took corporate positions. You feel behind. The excitement is gone. What's left is the grind. Month 5 to 6, the fork. Path A, you quit. You tell everyone the industry is a scam, that it's just MLM, that it doesn't work. You go back to a traditional job, and honestly, for some people, that's the right decision. This career isn't for everyone, and there's no shame in recognizing that. Path B, you adopt a system. You stop relying on your warm market. You learn how to prospect, how to create content that attracts inquiries, how to build a pipeline that doesn't depend on whether your tito returns your call. And path B is where this career transforms from selling insurance to building a legitimate business. The difference between path A and path B is almost never talent. It's not charisma, it's not connections, it's systems. Let me show you what kept me in path B and what I now teach every member of my team. I call it the rule of 100, and it's dead simple. Every week, you need 100 points of activity. Here's how the points break down. Reaching out to a new prospect, 1 point. Having a discovery conversation, 5 points. Booking a consultation, 10 points. Conducting a full consultation, 20 points. Closing a case, 50 points. 100 points a week. That's it. Now, what does this do? 3 things. First, it shifts your focus from outcomes to activity. You can control whether someone says yes, but you can control whether you reach out to 5 people today. The system measures what you can control. Second, it creates predictable pipeline. If you consistently hit 100 points per week, the math shows that you will close a certain number of cases per month. It becomes predictable. It becomes engineering, not hoping. Third, it protects your mental health. When you have a bad week, 0 closes, lots of rejections, you don't spiral. You look at your activity score. Did I hit 100? Okay, the system is working. The results will follow. That's the emotional anchor that keeps you moving forward. Hindi siya magic, it's math, it's systems. And it works because it removes the emotional volatility from a career that's inherently unpredictable. This brings me to how I'm building my team and why it's different. I run the Team Aquila 11 under FWD Projects Everest Initiative. Right now, I'm on a journey to unit manager, building a team of 20 wealth architects. And here's my philosophy. I don't want 20 people who joined because they saw a flashy income post. I want 20 people who are coachable, disciplined, and willing to learn the system. Here's what every Aquila 11 member gets. Pillar number 1, structured onboarding. Not, here's the product brochure, good luck. We have a step-by-step 30-day program, shadow sessions with me, daily check-ins with a mentor, brand guidelines, scripts, and SOPs. Everything are systemized. 2, weekly team huddles. Every week, we meet, we review activities, we practice presentations, we troubleshoot cases together. No one is alone in this. Third, content and branding support. I teach my team how to build personal brand, how to create content that attracts clients instead of chasing them, how to position themselves as professionals, not that friend who suddenly sells insurance. Fourth, the system. The rule of 100, the daily tracker, the SOPs for every stage of the client journey. From first conversation to policy delivery, everything is systematized. Hindi ko kayo i-recruit tapos iiwan. Sabay tayo dito. The reason most FA teams fail is because the leader recruits for volume, not for values. They bring in warm bodies, give them a product kit, and pray. That's not leadership. That's abandonment. I'm building this differently because I experience what it's like to not have a system. And I refuse to let anyone on my team go through that alone. Now let me address the objections that are probably in your head right now. Isn't this just MLM? No. And here's the clear difference. In MLM, you earn primarily from recruiting people. Your income depends on the people below you buying products or recruiting more people. It's a recruitment-dependent model. In a financial advisory, you earn primarily from serving clients. You can be a solo financial advisor your entire career, never recruit anyone, and still make a strong living from personal production. Team building is an accelerator, but not a requirement. And no one on my team has to buy any product. They serve clients and earn from that service. But there's no base pay. Correct. And that's either a deal breaker or a feature, depending on your personality. If you need guarantees from day one, this isn't for you right now. But if you're willing to invest 6 to 12 months of intense activity to build a practice, the income ceiling is dramatically higher than most corporate jobs at the same experience level. Will I have to sell to my friends and family? Your warm market is a starting point, but it's not the strategy. My team learns to build a content-driven pipeline within the first 30 days. You're not going to be that friend. You're going to be a wealth architect who happens to have started with people who know you. So, is being a financial advisor worth it? My honest answer, for the right person, it's one of the best career decisions you can make in your 20s and 30s. You build real skills, sales leadership, financial literacy, communication. You build an asset, a client portfolio that pays you renewal income for years. And you build something meaningful. Every client you serve is a family you help protect. For the wrong person, it's a miserable experience that ends in 3 months. The difference is whether you have a system and a team that supports you. If you're watching this and something clicked, if you're ambitious, coachable, and willing to learn the system, I want to hear from you. DM me the word Aquila on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll send you our team onboarding guide and we'll have a conversation. No pressure, just a conversation about whether this is the right path for you. And if you're not interested in the career but you found this video valuable, subscribe. Every Saturday, I break down financial framework with this level of depth. Next week, how to invest your first 100,000 pesos. The exact peso by peso allocation. Your family's future engineered. See you next Saturday.